as expected, this old man turned out to be strong. Damn it, Tanya couldn't hit him at all. He disappeared into the void like a ghost. Tanya even used area of effect spells, but he didn't seem to notice. One moment he was there and evaporated. So this is the level of an opponent with such agility? Tanya was envious. She used to think that leveling agility to her current level made her elusive, but not here. Although, no, if it were the old Reich, Tanya would undoubtedly be able to dodge even buckshot fired at point-blank range. But in this world, what kind of world is this, huh? Absurd creatures exist here. If not for being wise development, Tanya would be powerless here. And they appear, one after another. First, Levi-chan, whose level she couldn't even see, just question mark, question mark, question mark. Only the evolutionary index, S rank. Okay, leaving Levi-chan aside, after all, she is a demon lord, it fits her status, but this is just some ordinary old man, an ordinary demon. Moreover, as Levi-chan put it, the demon accompanying Diodora, don't worry, Tan-chan, he's just average. Yeah. Average. Tanya definitely decided to strangle her someday. If not for careful preparation, she would have become a cloud of ash or a roasted ember at best. Wait, I need to calm down. Although her hands were trembling, she couldn't be nervous. She definitely couldn't show herself to her subordinates in this state. Damn being X's world, nothing but frickin' monsters around. Something had to be done about this. Tanya was completely unsatisfied. If there are such average guys everywhere, then a peaceful life definitely won't shine for her. No, it couldn't exist by definition until she eliminated being X. All because of that bastard. Only because of that scum does she have to go through this. But a peaceful life, yes, how she missed it. But no, she won't see it. Not anytime soon, and maybe not even in this life. Well, it's okay. I'm used to it, living my third life after all. Okay, enough. I'm starting to get depressed again. What's really important right now is, it seems that old man decided he finished her and Yoshi. Well then, it seems the plan worked. This bastard definitely can't be taken head on. When he turned into a ball of flame, Tanya almost lost him. Absurd world. He can throw plasma left and right, you see, and evaporate into thin air. He pierced Yoshi's armor like some paper. Even Tanya couldn't do that. This was completely out of line. And how to fight such an average guy? Although she has to fight. There's no escaping it here. Tanya knew this from the very beginning when she accepted being Y's conditions, because she would have to fight not just anyone, but being X himself. So if you compare this old man and being X, then of course the old man is far out. If Tanya can't even deal with him, then even more so with her problems. And therefore, she has already made a plan. All that remains is to wait for the right moment. "Young master, what's wrong with you? Are you all right?" The old man suddenly fussed next to Diodora. At the moment, Tanya was in a special space accessible to no one but herself, but even though she was here, she could still perceive the picture of what was happening in the outer world without problems. After all, this is her dungeon, and she is the mistress here. Coo, coo, coo. "What did you do to you? Wake up, young master." The old man wouldn't calm down. Came an agonizing moan of a certain mouse-like representative. "Marcus? Damn it. It hurts so much. Freed? You'll tear you to pieces, you bastard." A scream filled with insane bloodlust rang out. "First, I'll gut that bitch, and you're next in line." To be honest, Tanya was pleasantly surprised. It turned out that the Holy Father was not such a useless piece of trash as she thought. Yes, experience really means a lot. Tanya knew this perfectly well from herself, except in her case, it was quite new to fight all sorts of supernatural junk, but not for this Holy Father. He was originally tailored for this. He was immediately prepared for this, and only this. That's where the difference showed. Obviously, he lost very much in strength to this little demon, but was able to steer through due to experience and skills. Tanya was pleased. Although he is a maniac, his skills should be recognized. He could be useful, especially considering that he was even able to seriously injure Diodora. Indeed, a useful resource. It made sense to closely engage him in professional training and discipline, maybe even connect the system. With it, he will develop multiple times faster. This method has already been tested and very effective. An example of this is her own main resources, Oda, Musashi, and Yoshi, her pride. A satisfied smile crept onto her face when Tanya glanced sideways at the giant in dark armor sitting next to her. Did you want something, Ane-san? Two lights lit up deep in the helmet. No, nothing. Good job, Yoshi. I gave him a satisfied master look. How are you? All right? That old man didn't hurt you too much? Suddenly, the giant hung for a moment for some reason, after which he tilted his head in bewilderment. Ane-san, are you sure you're all right yourself? Do you happen to have a fever? Maybe you did suffer from that old man's attack after all, he asked in an unexpectedly caring voice. Strange, he even stopped dragging his words. No, everything is fine. Why are you asking? Well, it's like, he hesitated. Well, it's just, Ane-san, for you to praise me, He lowered his head embarrassedly. You're so cute, Ane-san. Whack! At the same moment, the clank of metal was heard. For some reason, the helmet of a certain newly baked pervert was turned 180 degrees. Why, I wonder, coo.
Tanya continued to listen to the conversation happening outside. Ha ha ha! Oh, what a picture! Oh, what beauty! Diodora, you fucking degenerate! You're tough after all! Came a very familiar maniacal laugh. Tanya smiled slyly. Oh, the Holy Father, although a maniac, is a born actor. Having worked in show business for so long, Tanya could long distinguish fake emotions from real ones, a professional skill, so to speak, which she herself had to master. Everyone considers this Holy Father a madman and a maniac, but that's not true. Although, no, he really is a maniac, but certainly not a madman. He is surprisingly a very rational person and knows how to prioritize. To separate rational necessity from desire, this Holy Father turned out to be far from a fool. Partly that's why she gave him such a suicidal task. Would it confirm these guesses or not? And seeing him in action now, Tanya was finally convinced of this. The fact that he was able to kick Diodora's ass is far from an accident. And now again... Freed, bitch! I'll skin you alive! Diodora was clearly already on the edge. Young master, wait, the old man suddenly intervened. Freed-san, isn't it? I've heard that you used to have good business relations with the young master. How about making a deal? Huh? A deal? What are you harping on about, you old stump? Freed-san. He let his insult pass by his ears and continued in the same business tone. Judging by your decoration on your neck, you are working for your new boss by no means of your own free will. I could help you solve this problem in exchange for some information. Huh? Have you fallen from an oak tree, you walking wreck? If I tell you something, he ran his hand across his neck, am instantly done for. Are you completely stupid or what? That problem is already solved. Do you see your new comrades anywhere? I can assure you that not even ash remains of them. I took care of them. Ha 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 ha! So that bitch is already dead, Marcus? Ha ha ha! Pity I couldn't enjoy that picture. Okay, Freed, since Marcus already laid that bitch out, I don't care about you. Come on, spill what you know and I'll spare your pathetic life. A smirk stretched across Diodora's face. Huh? Freed stared at him in bewilderment, after which he began to carefully look around the surroundings, but a moment later his eyes lit up with a strange gleam. So that's how it is. Well, Diodora, sorry. You understand yourself. Circumstances turned out this way. He spread his arms to the sides. Don't hold a grudge. What's your name? Marcus-san? Your offer is very entertaining, but only, he poked a finger at the collar. First, you take this off, and then I'll tell everything I know. He flashed his signature smile. Freed bastard, you're setting conditions too? Aren't you getting impudent? Well, what did you want? For me to spill everything for free, that would be too much. It's fine, young master. At that same moment, his lips silently whispered something, and this sound would have reached only Diodora if not for Tanya's special barrier. It doesn't matter, young master. As soon as he tells everything, we can always get rid of him, a matter of a couple of seconds, and it doesn't matter if this leash is on him or not. A smile stretched across Diodora's face. Okay, to hell with you. Go ahead, Marcus. Of course, the old man moved towards Freed. Freed-san, we are primarily interested in the identity of your employer, as well as his connections with the church. We need full information. Well, naturally, if you take this collar off me, then no problem. Freed stood slouched, hands in his uniform, but at that same moment his lips moved slightly, as if he muttered something to himself. Tanya's gaze didn't miss this, and her ears caught something interesting. He definitely could become a good resource. Tanya nodded contentedly. Yoshi, get ready. Yes, ma'am, Ane-san. He stood up. Mithult. Tanya shot a look at the fallen angel standing timidly in the corner. On my signal. Understood. She nodded. Just as the old man approached Freed and reached for his neck, he abruptly raised his head and looked into his eyes. Only I have one condition. He narrowed his eyes. Speak. Nah, nothing special, he shrugged. Take off the collar and I'll tell everything. He just sneered at his assertion. He touched it with a finger and it instantly fell apart into two parts. And your condition? He looked into Freed's eyes the way one looks at dead men who don't matter. Go back to hell! Suddenly, a small, thin cylinder appeared between his eyes, and in the next second, zzz! The space was illuminated by the brightest flash of light, threatening to burn out eyeballs, and a terrible whining sound dug into ears. Probably the demon, right under the nose of all this happened, felt as if a banshee herself injected a dose of her power into his brains.
The old man, clutching his ears from the terrible howl, lost orientation for a split second. Even a demon of such a level would need some time to recover from a flashbang grenade exploded right under his ear. And at this moment, two portals opened in the air. The giant in dark armor appeared 10 meters above his head and fell like a stone on the old man. Boom! He crashed down on him with a roar. Even the ground cracked. Arms, like steel beams, clamped him with titanic force, preventing him from moving a muscle. Ah! A hysterical scream rang out. Flames surged under the old man and shot up like a tornado. Two figures disappeared into the center of the fiery typhoon. Yoshi's armor gradually acquired a reddish tint, heating up more and more, but he continued to hold him with all his might, clamped in a vice and draining his strength. "Yoshi!" Tanya shouted, and her hand plunged into space. Hearing the signal, he pushed off the ground with a jerk, and two bodies flew out of the fiery vortex towards the stupidly blinking Diodora. At that same moment, an explosion was heard at the place where the figures were joined. Yoshi was thrown away from the old man, and he broke free from his grip. However, it was already too late. Coo-coo-coo. The massive six-barreled muzzle of her favorite, larger than Tanya's fragile waist, appeared in her hands. 6 predatory barrels stared at the two figures on the ground. The drum began a deadly pirouette. Only 2 pairs of eyes widened in horror stared at her. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Boom, 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 boom.
The M134 minigun spun its deadly carousel. 2 insanely happy laughs could be heard through this greatest symphony. To whom did they belong? Ha 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 ha. 2 voices intertwined in their insane but undoubtedly soul-trembling duet. However, surprises happen, and often things don't go as you want. How many times has Tanya been convinced of this, and how many more times will it be repeated? After all, such things as Murphy's Law, Sod's Law, or the buttered toast phenomenon constantly happen, and this time was no exception. Suddenly, sharp pain pierced her shoulder. The hand supporting the barrel misfired, and the machine gun burst, grazing the main targets for only a split second, weeded a path in the distance, riddling half the stage. Clenching her shoulder with force, Tanya turned around, promising to plunge into the depths of hell that insignificant creature that dared to interrupt her greatest performance. Only a black-haired girl with a short haircut and elegant glasses stared back with a piercing gaze. Her look seemed capable of burning a hole. However, this didn't worry Tanya much. Another question was much more important, and with it, cold sweat soaked her entire uniform, because she saw a person who shouldn't be here under any circumstances. "What are you doing here, Sona?"